Hello and welcome back to another episode of Redstone Ready, a short video series where I take you from being a redstone noob to pro. Last episode we covered inputs, and today we're going to be covering output devices, what they do, and we'll also cover game ticks. Let's go! Alright, so every single one of these blocks are output devices, meaning that in some way, shape, or form they react to a redstone input. So firstly we have the dropper. It'll always drop one item from this inventory inside of it whenever a redstone activates it. It doesn't matter if it's in a stack or not, it'll always only output one. Next is the dispenser. This one's amazing. It acts like a dropper except with things such as water buckets and shulker shells. Well, I'll just show you. That's right. It ends up placing the block instead of just throwing it out as an entity. But do note that if it does have a block in its inventory, it will toss it out as an entity, just like the dropper. Note that these can also equip players with armor if they are up to one block away. And here's a screenshot of all the items that act differently with a dispenser than a dropper. One more neat thing you can do with droppers is, if you face them into other droppers, they will actually transport their items. This is a great way to make item elevators and other things. Okay, enough with the dropper dispenser business. We've got note blocks going on now. Whenever they receive a redstone signal, they play. Alright, so next up are sticky pistons and regular pistons. When they receive a signal, they'll extend up to 12 blocks in front of them, and when they lose signal, they will retract. The regular piston will leave the block, and the sticky piston will retract the block on its face. Next up is everybody's favorite, TNT. When given a redstone signal, this one detonates itself, and makes a big hole in your world. Be careful when playing with this one, ladies and gentlemen. So just in case you don't know how a hopper works, it will pull items from a chest or a furnace or any kind of container that is directly above it and put it to the side or directly down into another chest. Now, this should be taking the sandstone out, except we powered this block, and whenever a hopper receives a redstone input, it does not let items flow. So if we flick this lever, we'll see that the sandstone is indeed flowing down into the chest, and whenever we flick it back on, everything comes to a halt. Redstone lamps give a light level of 15 when they're activated by a redstone signal. All types of trapdoors, doors, and fence gates act the same with redstone. Powered on is always open, and powered off is always closed. Okay, so repeaters are complex but not complicated. They repeat a signal with a delay from 1 to 4 ticks, and we'll cover what that means shortly. But if a signal goes into the back of a repeater, it outputs a full signal strength, strongly powering the block in front of it. Again, rather the signal going into it is a power level of 15 like this, or a power level of 1 like at the end of a redstone dust signal, it will always strongly output a signal strength of 15 to this block right in front of it. When a repeater runs into the side of another repeater, it locks its state. So let's say this repeater is in an unpowered state. Whenever this one turns on, it's going to lock the state. It doesn't matter if we have a signal going into it or not, it's always going to be powered off because it's locked in the off position. Now, if we have this powered and then we lock it afterwards, it doesn't matter whether the input is off or on, this will stay powered no matter what. So next episode we'll be covering comparators and comparators only, so we won't be talking about them today. But believe it or not, that's it for all the output devices. So let's talk about ticks. No, not the bloodsuckers. Ticks are updates in Minecraft, and generally there's 20 of them in a real life second. Keep in mind, if your computer or a server can't keep up, there will be fewer ticks, which is why some things may work in single player, but not on a server. Now let's talk about redstone ticks. A redstone tick is 2 game ticks, so there's 10 of them in a second. So 1 redstone tick is 1/10 of a second delay. Remember the repeater? We said it can be adjusted for between 1 to 4 game ticks. Well, they're not game ticks, they're redstone ticks. So between 1/10 and 4/10 of a second delay per repeater. These are redstone ticks, so just know that whenever we talk about ticks in regards to any of this lovely redstone we have over here, we're talking about redstone ticks, not game ticks. Don't get confused. 1/10 of a second. Here's a bonus tip for you. You may not recognize this, but this is called a monostable circuit, and circuits are another thing we'll cover after comparators. But basically this makes a 1 tick pulse output, okay? So 1 redstone tick, 1/10 of a second, and whenever you do that to a sticky piston, it'll spit out the block on its face. Again, trying to keep these videos short and to the point. Last time we covered inputs, this time we covered outputs and ticks, and next time we'll go over the comparator. Now I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something, and if you did, be sure to smash that like button, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe, but thanks for watching, guys. My name is Kyro, this is Redstone Ready, and I'm out. I'll see you next time.